So let's not waste any time here. Let's get this installed onto the car so we can show you what it looks like. I think it's going to be smashing. Let's crack on. Okay, so here it is. We've got 2 cut, and like any vinyl like this of this size, I always recommend using soapy water. So we're going to spray the area and also spray the vinyl as we peel it off. As you can see, this is a fully pre-cut. There's going to be a slight overlay along the top, but we can trim that to size once done. Very simple. But let's get on with the installation and we can see how this all works out. Right, step number 1. If you don't have any alcohol rub, then I recommend using something like a glass cleaner. Obviously give it a wash first, get rid of any contamination, and then give it a clean with some glass cleaner, just to get away any grease that's left. And then we'll start now with our bottle of soapy water, and we'll give this a spray now, and we'll peel off the pre-cut top bumper to grille for the Mark II and Mark II ST. So everybody, let's get started. I'm not going to bore you with removal of the grille. Obviously I recommend doing that first so you've got space to work. Really easy to get off. So and I'm showing you how to remove the grille in another video. So just get it into a position where you've got enough space to work with, and then now we can get the installation on the way. So as you can see, you just peel it off, and as you peel it off, just give it a light spray. And we've also sprayed the area that we're going to install this onto. This applies to side stripes and sun strips as well. Same principle. So let's crack on. Okay, so you want to utilize a really light spray, because if you put too much water on, you probably need to sort of take a little bit off. It is a little bit awkward to just line up correctly. There is obviously going to be a slight overlay, but it's just getting it bang on. So just take your time. Don't worry that it's sliding around too much. It will dry itself out, but it gives you an opportunity to move it around. If you just do it dry, it won't work. So just take your time. Okay, so now we're at this stage. We've got our line here. It comes down, so we've flattened all this area out nicely, and it's lining up on this side nicely as well. And when we come over to this section, what we want to do, the backing tape is quite rigid, so you want to just peel back very slightly, so just to relieve the tension on this side, to then allow you just to fold it over and get that crease in. And then now start working your way along to the other side. So we're going to do that now. So now using our hands, I'm going to sort of run up and slowly move the bubbles out of this section. We're going to work our way along, and as it's drying it will begin to stick properly. Just want to hold it down for a moment, just get the edge of the curve. At this stage you could probably use a little bit of heat. If you've got a hairdryer handy or a heat gun, you can just give it a little bit of heat. If you wish, you can just do it dry, like, well, I say dry, I mean like this, so it takes its time to dry underneath. As I said, don't use too much water, but just enough to give yourself opportunity to get it into position. And then we're just going to continue. Till we get this all nicely done. So, So just take your time, don't rush, don't panic. It will slowly go into position. So let's keep going. And so even if I've pulled the backing tape off just to relieve a bit of pressure on it, and then obviously use your hands just to get any bubbles out, do a bit of readjustment. The thing is not to panic, and I think at this stage a lot of people, when fitting something like this, do panic. See, look, I've got a bit of a, it's not quite here yet, so there's a little bit there, so we're just going to adjust that. As I say, let's not panic at this stage. It's drying out, so just letting it do its thing while it's adhering. As I say, you don't want to put too much water on, just enough to give yourself an opportunity to move it around and position. I wanted to just see what the grey would look like for you guys, just to give you a different feel. This is the metallic, which I was looking to tie in with the sun strip, but I'm not 100% sure whether I like it. I might have to take it off, but at this stage it's just to give you guys an idea of what you can achieve. You can have different colours, but let's just continue. We'll leave it on for the moment just to show you the installation of it. I've followed the line, and then obviously it drops slightly down, and then followed the line up here, so it's just slightly outside of this line, if you like, if you're following this line, but it just almost infills a bit further down. It depends on what colour you're going for, really, what impression you're trying to make. So I'm going to leave this on for the moment. Let's get this adhered to the car. We'll close the bonnet and see how it looks, put everything back. Right, so I've just put the grille back in. Then we're just going to get the slam panel on. It's still drying out a little bit. As I say, in this weather though, you haven't got the heat, so a little bit of a hair dryer would definitely help, just to give it a little bit of heat, just to really dry it out. So there's still a little bit of bubbles. Some of these are actually imperfections in the paintwork where it's all been chipped, so that's the reason for those, but it's still drying out a little bit. There's a little bubble there. But yeah, as I say, in this weather, some heat would be very useful. But I haven't got that pleasure, so let's get the slam panel back on. Right guys, there's the installation complete. So you can see, I think it adds something to it. You can go for the same colour as your car. So if, like for instance, I've got sort of a pan for black, I would go with black gloss. Or if you're trying to match in with a sun strip or side stripes, you could go slightly different. So that's what I've done. Again, to show you what you can do if you wanted to go down this route. I think the camera's making it look lighter. It's not as light as that, but I'm not sure 100% about it right now. But as I say, I wanted to give you an idea of something different, and not to stick with a black gloss, which wouldn't have given you any impression of variation. So yeah, I quite like it, to be honest. I think it's different, and I've got a couple of other ideas, and we're about to put into production. So I'll let you know about those shortly. But there you go, there's the installation. of the Mark II ST, top bumper to grille installation, and you can have it in a multitude of different colours. So if you fancy something like this, hook me up. I'll leave the link on CUSTOMRIDES, and you can get yourself one too.